Test. Oh, it start moving.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Now turn that.
Hello,
now let's
hello.
see if we're streaming. I think we're streaming. Can you check and see? Let's just look pretty.
There's noise. There is sound, but
You have some sound?
yes.
How's the sound? How is the sound?
Noise.
Test, test, test.
There's a lot of noise.
Is it not just noise coming through the microphone?
Loud and clear. Okay.
Loud and clear. Excellent. Okay, well then let's restart this one again. You saw me speak. Let's fix it now. This is the 49er and the FX World Championship, the biggest regatta of the year, and really the biggest regatta for 3 out of 4 years in all these Olympic classes. This is where it all comes down. We've got 140 teams between the guys and the girls. And I have a former world champion here with me, Tamara Echegoyen. And Tamara, you didn't win in Rio, came very, 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 very close. But life's pretty good. I mean, you're a world champion. You're sailing on probably one of the top 2 Volvo Ocean race boats, and you've got a regular crew, and you're going to go around the world. You're here, and then you get to go back into the Olympics. Life seems pretty good for a Spanish sailor girl.
Yeah, it's true that I'm so happy. It's true that for us the Olympics was so tough because finally I think that all the skippers and the crews want to win a medal, an Olympic medal, but I think that you can learn all these things. So finally it's true that I have a different project now, and for sure I'm enjoying all of them.
But I mean, obviously you get to go do the Volvo, but I mean, I know that you're all about going and getting your medal in Tokyo. Talk about going to Rio. I mean, I think you felt really comfortable. You felt like you were a strong medal contender, and then the last race it just fell apart. Does it get into your head? Does it work on you? Is it hard to get over that, or you just get right back into the boat and go sailing?
Well, it's true that it's so hard because finally it's like you prepare this Olymp for years or maybe some crew more. But I think that it's really tough, and I think that you need your time to try to. But finally, it's our play, and you have to know that is the rules of the play. And I think that in this class it was so nice to 4 teams fighting for the medal, no, in just the medal race. And I think that it's nice because in this case, all the team, I think that did a really good job in the Olympics, and I think that this medal is their present. So sometimes I think that it's hard, but finally you have to keep going, carry on, and now start doing different things. And for sure, it's nice to be back on 49er.
Is there anything different that you look at and say we're going to have to change this for the next 4 years? We're going to have to focus more on this, or is it just bad luck at the wrong time?
Not sure. I think that finally you're learning each race, and sometimes you need to change something. I think that this is the way to keep improving. But I'm not sure if I change something that I did in the Olympics. But I think that for sure the trip to go to the Olympic, I think that it was so nice for Berta and me, and I think that we need to do the same for the next Olympic.
You've been to. All right. Let's switch gears a little bit. You know, when the 49er came out in 1997, it was terrifying. It was terrifying. Most sailors looked at it and said, "That people can't sail that. Maybe in 10 knots, but anymore, no." Fast forward, 10 years later, and not only do the men have it easily under hand, but then the FX comes into play, and all of a sudden now, women are gaining these new skills. And now it's pushing so fast and so far. Now we're seeing women in M32 cats and foiling cats and these NACRAs and Volvo Ocean race boats and even the America's Cup youth sailing stuff, and maybe even someday the America's Cup. Did you expect that when you first stepped on a 49er FX, that it would sort of lead down this road that would be not only good for you but for women in sailing?
No, I didn't expect anything about this, but it's true that for us now it's easier to control this boat because I think that the guys did a really good job with the boat, and now we have a lot of advice to try to control this kind of boat, and I think that is the same in different competitions. I think that the women start looking for some chance in different kind of project, and now we have this chance with the new rules. So I think that now we need to learn a lot of things and try to get all that I can to be better in different kind of projects.
Well, one of those projects obviously is the Mop Fray, skippered by Xavi Fernandez, and good friend and a great guy, and I love him to death. But they picked smart, I think, with you, and obviously doing pretty well here on the prologue races.
Yeah.
What was it like? What's it like to be racing against 6 other boats on a like at the Fastnet? I mean, that starting line is insane. Like, what's it like?
Well, it was amazing, for sure. For me, it was the first experience of the conditions, and for sure we had to on board because the 7 boats were closed all the time.
Always, yeah.
So you need to each meter to try to win finally the final. It was so amazing, and for sure sailing with these guys, not just Xavi. For me, sailing with him is, I think, that the huge team that I have with Mafre. I think that is so nice to see to sail with them, because each day for me is like a present or something like that, because I've learned a lot of things with them.
How much did you get to drive that Fastnet race?
Not
at all? Not yet. You're not ready quite yet. Your first ever.
Yeah. No, for sure. I think that on board there are so many drivers that do a really good job. So I think that is nice. At the moment, I need to learn some different skills to help the boat. So I'm really busy doing.
And for another year, you're gonna be really busy. How will that affect your chances going forward for the next Olympic cycle? Time that you could possibly lose your chance because of someone else getting better, or do you think you're pretty safe?
Well, it's difficult to know now, because I think that there are a lot of new teams that have been training a lot for this world and for sure for the next year. So I think that there will be a lot of teams to fight, not to win different races. But at the moment, I'm not worried about this. I think that now I focus on the Volvo, and now sailing with Bert, that is worse, and for sure enjoy. And then I think that I start thinking about what's the possibility, for the future, or Tokyo or something like that.
All right. Well, it's going to be great to watch in the Volvo. I look forward to catching you up again. And what about this week? You know, we've got fog for 7 straight days now, and maximum wind of about 8 knots. So you're just up the road in what, Vigo? No, not Vigo. There you go. What's it going to do here? I mean, you've been here before.
Yes, I've been here in Porto too in 2015 in the Europeans, and I think that Porto is so nice to sail.
Did you win that race, that regatta?
Yeah, the Silver Fleet. But it's so nice sailing in Portugal, because it's so that we want to have a really. I hope that I enjoy every race.
Conditions pretty similar from where you grew up.
Yes, sometimes yes.
Sometimes yes.
Sometimes not.
All right, we'll see how it goes. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You can see her on Facebook and follow her along on the Mop Fray for the Volvo Ocean Race. Led by Xavi Fernandez. She's amazing and big, strong, powerful, great helmsman. And one of the things we're going to discuss this week is the difference between the very, very hardcore, top level pro teams, and I wouldn't call them tourists, because there's still some amazing sailors, people that did full Olympic campaigns, and now are kind of just dipping their foot back in the water. It's something that happens at the beginning of these cycles, is that while there's a lot of uncertainty for the national teams, some guys might be able to. One of these guys, actually, Dante Bianchi. Dante? Dante.
Yes.
Dante Bianchi. How do you say Bianchi in the Bianchi?
Yes.
How are you, my friend?
How are you? Good to see
I'm going to give you this. You can have it here.
I will hold a little afraid of hold this, but it's okay.
Just hold it. So Dante, from Brazil.
Yes.
And you've been in the 49 class a long time, right?
Not a long time. people are here for a long time, but we start to sail in 49 in end of 2012, but the first international regatta was 2013, so it's not so long.
I thought you were in it longer. What was your experience before that? What kind of boats were you doing before that? 470s or what?
No, yeah, small time in 47. There's one or two championships. I used to sail snipe. Snipe is a dinghy for two people. We have a lot in
Really little people.
No, you have the range of the weight of the guy sailing is really long.
And very big classes in Brazil, right?
In Brazil,
Yeah.
here in Portugal, they have a lot. Spain and
I think they're in the Pan Am Games as well.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, it's a class that in South America, and United States, Japan, they have a lot. The two big countries in snipe class is United States and Japan.
It's a big jump to go from a snipe and a 470 to a
Totally.
49er, huh?
Yeah, totally different. At the beginning, we capsize a lot. So for people who is starting, we capsize every 7 or 9 times maybe in a day, trying to be inside the boat. It was really hard at the beginning.
One of the reasons I want to talk to you is because, you know, something happens in the beginning of these Olympic cycles where everyone's trying to see if they have a chance, you know?
Yeah.
And so you get a lot of guys who aren't doing, you know, 300 days a year on the water, that don't have the pedigree, that did the Opti Worlds all the way to, you know?
Yeah.
You're a doctor, right?
Yeah, I'm a doctor.
What kind of doctor?
I'm a rheumatologist. I treat autoimmune disease and some kind of joint disease. So I work and I sail not so much now because we spend a lot of time last campaign. So for this year and probably next year, I need to save more at home and more in the hospital.
Work, save money. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a boy and a girl.
So how do you, I mean, realistically, when you look around at the other teams and you see how much time they can put into things and levels of coaching and all this kind of stuff, realistically, what's your goal? Do you think that, like, if everything goes out right, does that mean you can put the doctoring, everything into this? Or is it always going to be a bit
the problem of everybody is how to use your time. So people who now is studying, or some of the guys are not studying, they could sail every day, but they didn't. So I think that the big problem of most guys who are here, they do not use the right way the time that they have it. So we think that me and Thomas in what we have difference. So the time that I need to work, I work. The time that I have to, so we manage with this.
work harder, not
Work
work smarter,
yes,
not harder,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Now, up against, you know, if it's about getting those berths, up against your team, you've got a Shite, a Great. I mean, you've got like it's not going to be easy.
For sure, they are best sailor than us.
Yeah, but didn't you beat second or Brazilian boat at the European?
With light breeze like this, we need to train.
But you
much
sailed
more.
really well, though. I mean,
But yeah, the beginning of the championship with more not strong, was not so strong, but can I say it? I don't know exactly what will be the end. For sure, if these guys sail what we think that they can sail, we will not be stupid and fight against them for 1 or 2 years. We have time. We like to sail. This is a really good. Spend my time with Thomas. So I could decide if I come back to snipe or I sail a little more in 49er. So let's keep in 49er for a while.
Well, I think people are enjoying it, and honestly, I think people enjoy seeing guys like you that aren't 23 years old and sleeping on the floor of a van.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that you
yeah,
can
yeah.
still come in here and do. Seen it in the NAC, you see how Santiago can come in at 56 years old. You're what, 38 or something like that, 35?
No, 36,
36?
almost 37.
30, all right.
Yes.
So like it's realistic, folks. You don't
Yeah.
have to be some hotshot kid. Like
No,
you can
no.
do this at any time. I mean,
And I started not a long time ago, so 5 years from
That's
now.
amazing.
So 36, almost 37. 5 years ago, I started sailing with 32. So that's okay.
all right. Well, hopefully you'll have a great showing
yeah,
here.
hope
Smile
so.
on your face. That's for sure.
I hope so.
All right, guys. So here's how it's going to work for this week. Today is what, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're going to have a morning show. Racing action for all day. Here from me and is the all sorts of fun stuff. So make sure all your friends back home know they can watch you play,
Yes.
and hopefully you'll make it through the goal fleet.
So.
All right. All right, guys, so that's the story. That's all we got. Make sure to head to 49er on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, 49er Sailing. And please thank Adidas Sailing for sponsoring us, as well as Spinnaker Watches. We're going to be giving away some cool stuff all week. And I hope you guys enjoy the 49er World Championships and the FX World Championship.
Okay.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Seriously, good luck.